Hey everyone, and how are you guys doing today? I hope everybody is having a wonderful and super awesome day today. Thank you so much for tuning in today, because today, guys, we are going over our best of beauty of 2022. I have in front of me everything except for eyeshadow palette. Eyeshadow palette will be ranked separately from this video. I think I have about 18 to 19 eyeshadow palettes that I got within the last year, and I'll be ranking all of those to my top ones. But this list here will be included lips, mascara, blush, bronzer, highlighter, primers, you name it. We have it all here. Loose powder, pressed powder, and I have cream and everything. So we're going to go through all of that today. So if this is something that is interesting you at all, I can't even talk. I'm so excited. If this is interesting you at all, then, then let's just dive in. I just want to say a really quick shout out to Elaine Stewart for sending me this beautiful scarf. She knits beautiful scarves for her family, and this Christmas she decided to send me one. She made me one specially for me. She wanted to match my eye color, but look at the detail, guys, and how beautiful it is, and look at the sparkles in it. Isn't that so pretty? I just thought it was really beautiful, and I've been wearing it nonstop, and everybody's been giving me so many compliments on it. So bless you, Elaine, or Lainey. Lainey's what we call her here on YouTube and on Instagram. So Lainey's what I'm used to call it. So Lainey, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I can't believe it. I just, when I get things from you guys, it just melts me completely. So I thank you so much. Mwah, I love it. And you couldn't have done a better job, or you couldn't have got me something any better. Okay, I just had to take the beautiful scarf off because it was a little warm in here. So sorry, Lainey, I had to take that off. But it's a little warm because I got all these lights in here, and it's not as cold outside. It's gotten about like in the 60s. So we've gotten some rain and stuff in here in North Carolina. But yeah, anyway, it's warm. So I had to take it off. So anyway, so we are going to start off. We'll just start off from the top, guys. I'm not going to have timestamps down below. So you guys will just have to kind of figure out where you want to find it at or whatever, but I'll kind of start from primers and then kind of go on to, and then that way you guys can kind of figure out kind of like primer, then powder, then yada yada, then you can kind of figure it out on your own. So anyway, so let's start with primers. So my favorite primer of last year was the Lisa Eldridge. This is the Seamless Skin, and this is the Elevated Glow, and I absolutely love it. This is in Solar Light. This is like my third one. I said that in my last video of the 2021 favorites. Just kind of going over them again. Absolutely love this. Still use it quite often. It's still one of my favorites. But one that did not knock it off the shelf, but I still kind of use them together. I don't use them separately. I love to use them together. But it was a really big surprise for me. It came out, I think it was during the summer, and was a really big shock for me. It was a little bit of a controversy, but it was with another company, and it was a big ordeal or what have you. But it was the Hyagen Skin Glass by Natasha Denona. I don't know if you guys can see it with my lighting. Sorry, it's dark outside, so I'm trying to keep as much lighting in here, so hopefully it looks okay. But I just absolutely love this stuff. I've been using it quite some time. I think it's down, I think it's right here is where it's at right now. I've had this since summer, and I've been nonstop using it. I absolutely love it. I just think it's a beautiful priming serum. I guess that's how you want to say it is. It's a beautiful product. It's supposed to be kind of like a skincare / hybrid primer, a perfector, so to speak. I don't think it gives you like really glassy skin, but I do think it gives you this really beautiful glow when you do put it on, and it does make a difference underneath the foundation, and it does work with other primers, and it also works good with my Dior Dream Skin, which sometimes Dream Skin doesn't always play well with others, so it does a really good job with the Dior, but I absolutely love it. It's just a wonderful product, and I've really been using it a lot, and so I've really been enjoying this, so this is my top primer of the year. So next up, we have concealer. So I've got there's like 4. I'm going to talk about 4, but really quickly, I just want to remind everybody that the Tarte Creaseless Concealer is the Marahuja. I would call it, forget the whole full name of it, but I think it's called the Marahuja Creaseless Concealer. This is my favorite concealer of all time. So nothing has bypassed it yet. Even this year still, this is still one that I mix with everything. I love to mix this one because it's so more dewy and radiant. I actually have it mixed right now with another concealer, and I absolutely love it. But just to remind everybody, this is still like my holy grail. So this isn't going anywhere. So it's still my favorite so far. It's still not been pressed. But I do have to give some honorable mentions to 2 concealers that I was really impressed with this year, that I still love and I still use, and I will mix it with the other one, and that is the Huda Beauty the concealer. This is the Fox Filter. I have it in the shade Vanilla Swirl, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury The Beautiful Skin, and this one is in shade 8, and I also have it in the tan shade for my face, especially in the summer. Absolutely love both of these concealers. This one is just a little bit more natural looking. It has a little bit more of a natural look, but it does give a little bit more of a filtered effect. The Charlotte Tilbury has a little bit more of this, it looks kind of like a little bit more of like a radiance, but I still have to be careful with it, to be honest, because it still can make my eyes look a little dry if I'm not careful. But it is a really beautiful concealer, and it does stay on all day. Both of them do a beautiful job of wear all day. They mix well with other concealers. I've mixed it with the Tarte, and it's worked really well. Both of them have, and I can't say enough good things about both of these. So my number one was a little bit of a surprise to me because I really wasn't hoping to like it as much as I love it, because she's a little expensive, and that is the Chanel Sublimage Le Corrector. I can't pronounce that correctly, but I was like, and I say it like all the time in Lancome, and I can't believe I can't say it today. But and besides, it's been a long day, guys. This is after work, so I'm a hot mess. So I'm gonna be all over the place in this video, so just letting you know. But I absolutely love it. So I got this one in the shade number, it was 02. But what had happened was something happened on the site when it first came out. It came out literally for like 2 seconds, and then it went back off the site. With the 2 seconds it was on, I grabbed it, but it was only in one shade, and then it came back on again, and probably, I don't know, a couple days after that, and then it was in like the 12 shades or the 8 shades or whatever, how many shades it has, 10 shades or whatever it has. They came out with those after. So this shade is a very, very light shade. It's a very, very lightish kind of shade, but I actually don't mind that because I love having a very light shade to mix with some of my other concealers. But this concealer is really beautiful. It's very skin-like. It's very skincare oriented. It's very, it doesn't crease. It doesn't settle. It makes your skin, makes your under eye look very rested. It gives, helps a lot with fatigue underneath the eye area. So it's almost like using an eye cream and a concealer together. It doesn't give a full out coverage, but you don't need a lot of it either. But I just absolutely love this concealer. It's just really great. And this one happened to be my favorite one of the year. So it actually outbeat the Charlotte Tilbury, which I thought it wouldn't, but it did. And I'm really excited about it. And it's got so much in it. I know I have plenty to use, so I'm super excited about it. So yeah, I love it. It's just a really great concealer. So this is my number one of the year. Talking about concealer, we're talking about the eye area. So let's talk about primers. So last year, I had quite a few. There was a few that I liked. There was the Morphe. I think there was an e.l.f. one. I think there was, I forgot, there was like one or two other ones. And then Natasha Denona I liked. I also fell in love with the Jacqueline this year. She came out with an eyelid primer that I absolutely love as too. But unfortunately, Jacqueline got knocked off because I just fell in love with the P. Louise. This is the P. Louise eyeshadow base primer. This one is an 02. I also have it in 00. Which is more of a lighter shade. So whenever I do a cut crease, it works really well with me. This is just a beautiful primer because it's like a soft matte. And it just stays on all day. It leaves a beautiful, flawless look on the eye. Your eyeshadow is just going like a dream. Not that they don't do that with the Jacqueline either. The Jacqueline is just a little bit more, it's got a little bit more of emolliency. So if you're very, very dry eyes, I would recommend the Jacqueline instead of this one because this one's a little bit more matte. But when I'm doing certain eyeshadow looks, I think this one just does a little bit better. And not only that, but this little tube, you only need a little bit of it, goes a long way. And it's just super, super awesome. I can't talk enough about this eyeshadow base. It's really awesome. And I love the really, really light one for cut creases. And they have a multitude of different colors in this. So if you want to try different colors or you want to use it for like them as actual shadows, you can actually do that too. They're about $18 or $23, I believe, but they're just really great. And I just really fell in love with it. And it's just a super awesome eyeshadow base. Now, since we're still kind of in complexion and all of that jazz, we're just going to kind of stay with that. So let's do a loose powder. So my favorite loose powder of the year was a tie, a little bit, well, it was going to be a tie between the Jacqueline loose powder, the transparent one, which I absolutely loved, but it gives just like a little bit more of a glow. So it reminded me a little bit more of like the Absolute powder by Lancome. and not the highlighters, but the actual loose powder that she released this past year. And I absolutely love it. It's really beautiful, and it does work great on dry skin. So if you have dry skin, it's really amazing. However, sometimes I like a little bit of a tie between a luminous and a little bit of a tie between a matte. I still love my Huda Beauty. It's still my tried and true. It had nothing's ever taken its place, so it's still a staple. And like I said, in my 2021 one, this one I love. It's just great. It's not going anywhere. I actually have it on now. I just love it. But however, I did find one that I super fell in love with, and that is the Estee Lauder. This is the Translucent Soft Glow, the Sheer Flattery Loose Powder. This stuff is amazing. It's really beautiful. So what it does is it goes on, and it's a little bit like this really beautiful, it's got a little bit of like a matteness to it, like it kind of mattifies to shine, but it's got a glow in it. Now, Estee Lauder has other double wear loose powders that have more of a matte effect to them. So, I mean, so you have to kind of look for it. So this is only comes in one color. So this is only in a translucent. The other ones come in different shades, but they're all more on the matte side. This one is like a little bit of a soft matte, but it has a really beautiful sheen to it in a way. And it kind of makes your skin just look beautiful. And it sets your makeup, and it stays on all day long. And it locks and loads it in. It comes with a little puff in the inside of it. You have a little puff. It reminds me a lot of Lucidity. And if you guys have been around for a while and you know anything about Estee Lauder had a foundation called Lucidity Makeup, and they had a powder to go with it. And the powder was gorgeous because the powder was almost like a makeup within itself, the loose powder. This reminds me a lot of the container, and it also reminds me of the product because it's very light diffusing. And it just, I don't know if you guys can see it. I put it on a little bit on the back of my hand, but it just looks very, very pretty. I'll try it a little bit more because I'm sorry I didn't do a very good swatch there, but so you guys can see it. But it just looks really, really beautiful. It's like you can't really see it a lot, but when you get up close, you can actually see a little bit of the glow. But it's just really a beautiful powder. And if you guys have dry skin, but you like a little bit of a little bit of a matte to it, like you don't want to look too oily, you want to look a little set. If you set this with setting spray too, it makes your skin look impeccable. It makes it look so good. But I absolutely love this powder, and this is my top loose powder of 2022. Okay, so moving right along in pressed powder. So the pressed powder one award goes to this year is the Chanel. This is the Chanel Poudre Belle Healthy Glow Sheer Powder in number 10. So I got it in a lighter shade. They do have these in many different shades. It's a very, very, very sheer, very, very sheer powder. So you can't, it doesn't look like it's anything, like hardly. But if you can see it, it's got a little bit of a glow. So it feels very, very lightweight. So if you have a very dry skin or mature skin, or you don't want something that's going to show a lot of, you know, if you want to set your makeup, but you don't want to take away your glow, this is a really good powder. Whereas the Estee Lauder is going to be a little bit more of a lock and loaded type product. It's going to give you a little bit more matteness. And if you spray it, this is something great to put over top of it if you want to bring a little bit of the glow back, or if you want to just use it for, I don't know if I would really use it for touch-up because it's got a little bit of that radiance to it. So you can see in my fingertips, you can see this little bit of a radiance to it kind of. It's really beautiful underneath the eyes. It's a really beautiful powder just to set your makeup if you don't want much powder, or if you don't want people to see powder. This is a really beautiful powder to reach for. And speaking of pressed powders, my favorite of last year, one of the powder makeups that I used last year that I absolutely love, still love to this day. I didn't mention this one in my 2021, I don't think, but it's still my favorite, and that is the Infallible 24-hour fresh wear powder. This, when you put it over top of foundation, absolutely, mwah, it is so beautiful. My favorite powder was the Forever powder that I said in my foundation video. This is still a powder makeup, but I use it like a powder. So that's the reason why I put it in this category and not in my powder foundations or in the foundation category, because I use it like a powder over top of a foundation. So if you really want to set your makeup and you want it to look beautiful, because this foundation is so pretty. It's got like a matte, but it's kind of got this luminosity from within underneath it. So it's a matte, but it's still got a glow to it. It's a little bit reminds me of the Dior, so the Forever. So if you don't want to spend the money on the Dior Forever one, and because she's about a good $65, this one would be a better option for you. It's great. It has like, I think there's about 15, 16 shades in this one. It's just really beautiful. And it does come with a little sponge up underneath it. You do get a little sponge with it. Not that I ever really use it much, but it is a really beautiful powder and it makes your makeup look beautifully set. And especially if you've got a long day and you really want your foundation to stay locked and loaded, I would definitely these two together or separate. One of these alone would really help. This is also great for touch-ups. So if you want to touch up during the day just a little bit, just to kind of like, just to make sure everything stays together. This is also great for touch-ups as well. So that is one of my top powders. Still to this day, I'm still so excited. I still love that powder. I use it quite often still. So I'm really happy that some of these that I still used in 2021, I'm still using today. That makes me feel good that I'm actually using a product. So anyway, if you've not checked out the Infallible powder, I definitely would give it a check out. Okay, so under eye setting powder. So I normally don't like under eye setting powder much, but I'm getting a little bit more used to it. I like using the Huda sometimes. I like to use the Givenchy. I like to use the Jacqueline. There's a lot of different ways. The Chanel, a lot of those I like to use underneath my eyes. But this year, I decided to step out of my box because everybody was always ranting and raving about this one. And this is the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Blurring Under Eye powder. I got it in the shade yellow because it's like, she's like this really beautiful, they have a light one, but I thought the light one would be too light, but it's got a little bit of a glossy finish. So if you want to set your under eye, but you don't want the little bit of the blurring reflective technology that's got the little bit more of the shine, I wouldn't go with this powder. I would go with more of a more mattifying powder, like maybe the Huda or maybe Charlotte Tilbury or one of the other ones that's got a little bit more matte to it, because this one does have a little bit of a glow to it. But I really love this powder. So I have fell in love with an under eye setting powder. I didn't really have a under eye setting powder until this. I just used with pressed or loose or whatever I had. So this is a really beautiful powder and I have been enjoying it. So this is something else that you might enjoy if you're looking for something to kind of set your under eye makeup, but you don't want it to look too matte or too luminous or whatever. It just kind of sets your under eye concealer, so therefore it won't move much. I definitely recommend using a very light brush with it though. Just barely tap in it and just kind of use it lightly underneath it, because it can still get cakey, and especially if you spray it, it does look really smooth and it looks really nice. Okay, to round out the complexion, we have one more complexion product. So I love setting spray. Love setting spray. So if you guys didn't know, I love setting spray. If you don't, you know now, because I love setting spray. So the Charlotte Tilbury is my favorite setting spray. I love the Magic setting spray. It is so amazing. It is still my favorite one. I'm still like I'm on like, I need another bottle because I'm like running out of it already. But I'm almost out of this bottle too. But one, it doesn't take its place, but it's a newer one. So there was two that I picked up that I fell in love with in 2022. One was the Jacqueline setting mist that she did with her mother, Robin. I absolutely love that one. It is really beautiful. It's a little bit more on the dewy side, and I really do love that one. However, Dior knocked it out of the park with the Perfect Fix. And you can see I love it because I use it a lot. The Perfect Fix Set Fresh and Hydrate Spray. Absolutely love this one. It locks and loads your makeup on. It makes it look really, really beautiful. It still gives your skin this really beautiful glow. It has a really beautiful scent and it has a beautiful mister. If you can see, it's just a beautiful. I'm going to spray myself now because I just love it. Every time if I use this in store, customers will be, oh my God, it smells so good. It smells like a flower garden. And it does. It does have a very floral scent to it. So it does smell really good. Just don't open your mouth, because you can taste it just like I did. So you can kind of taste it to it. So just be careful with that, because you can get it in your mouth. But it is a really beautiful spray. It does make the makeup stay on really well all day long. And it is a really good one. And a couple squirts is all you need. And it works great on a sponge. It works great on brushes. It works great with shadow. So many good things that it works with. So this is definitely one, if you wanted to try a new spray, or you want to try a new spray, or you're looking for a new spray, this is a really good one to pick up. And the other one I definitely would recommend would be the Charlotte Tilbury. And if not that one, if you want something cheaper, it would be the L'Oreal Infallible Spray, because that's still one of my favorites. And also the Maybelline Glass Spray if you want a very glossy glow. That one's just a little hard to find sometimes, but it is a beautiful spray, and that one's really good too. So 2 from the drugstore, 2 from the department store, and this was my number 1 for 2022. Okay, we are moving on. We are moving right along. So I'm trying my best to keep it rolling. So let's go through bronzer first, and then we will get into blush. So my favorite cream bronzer of the 2022 season was the Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer. I absolutely love this bronzer. And you know what? I was not going to pick this up. I was totally the rebel, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to buy that because everybody's buying it. So when it came out, I think in June, I believe it was June, July, something like that is when it came out. I was totally not, because I was like, you know what? I have so many cream bronzers. I don't need any more bronzer. I don't need any of that. There's no reason for me to buy another bronzer. I just don't need one. And, you know, then I started seeing some reviews on it, and I was like, okay, I'm like, you know, I don't know. And then I felt it, and I was like, oh my God, this is really beautiful. So I picked it up, and I've been in love with it ever since. I have this in the shade Tan is the one that I have it in. But it is so huge, guys. It's really big. If you've never seen it, it's so big. It's a really beautiful cream bronzer. It's super creamy. It's super pigmented, but it blends like a dream into the skin. I prefer this over her contour one. I know a lot of people love the contour one. I just prefer this one more. Using it as contour, even as shadow, it works really beautiful if you just want to do it a little bit in the crease. It's just a beautiful, soft, beautiful bronzer. I have it on now. I just blended it in with my blush a little bit, and I actually have the blush on that I will be talking about in this video too. But it is just absolutely beautiful. It's such a dream. And if you were looking for a really good powder bronzer and you're on a budget, my next powder is actually drugstore. So my next favorite bronzer of the year in powder was the L'Oreal Infallible Bronzer. And I have this one in the shade Tan as well. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is the most beautiful bronzer. I am not kidding you. If you guys have not tried this bronzer, it is just absolutely stunning. I think I put it right over top of the other one. Let me put it a little bit here. It just feels really beautiful. So it goes on like it's beautiful. It's almost like the Infallible powder. So it goes on like a beautiful soft matte, but it has a little bit of a luminosity up underneath it. But it blends into the skin like a dream. It's so pretty. And I think they're like $14 or something like that. And L'Oreal has like, I want to say it's like 18 shades in this. They have a lot of shades in this. So it goes from the lightest all the way to the darkest. So L'Oreal really did that. And they did a really, really good job with it. It's just a super beautiful bronzer. So if you've been looking for bronzer, but you don't really want to, you don't want to break the bank, you don't want to get it from Sephora, but you've been looking at something. I know Physicians Formula is okay. I've never really liked that one. I felt it was always a little heavy for me. But this was the first time I've actually been impressed with a drugstore bronzer because I've tried a few of them. And I absolutely love this. It lasts all day. It makes your skin look really beautiful. It doesn't turn too ruddy. It doesn't turn too muddy on your skin. It's just a really great one. So if you're looking for a good powder bronzer, this is the one to pick up. We are going into blushes. So blushes, I have a powder, I have a matte powder, and then I have a cream, and then I have like a gel one. So there's like 3 different types of blush. So let's talk a little bit about the cream. So this year I fell in love with the Giorgio Armani Melting Color Balm, and this one is for cheeks and eyes, and I have it in the shade 30. Absolutely love this. Such a beautiful dream. Thanks to my girlfriend, Tara Lynn. She got me hooked on this. Absolutely gorgeous. These are just so beautiful. They're not super dewy. They're more on the, a little bit more on the matte side. They go on like a cream, but then they dry to more like a powder, but they have a really nice punch to it. The only thing is that Armani, the colors are kind of in and out. So it's kind of hard to find some of the colors, but it is just a beautiful, beautiful cream blush. Absolutely love it. It works so wonderful. It works great under blush. It works great as a blush. It works better alone. It works good with, depending on what you're kind of looking for. It works great on the eyes. It's just a beautiful blush, and I love this color because it's just a really beautiful, nice nude color. It has a little bit of an autumn undertone to it, so I know that people are probably thinking maybe fall, but it's a really good summer shade too, especially if you want a little bit of like a tan or like a cream bronzer, but you don't want to use a cream bronzer. You can kind of use it like one. It's just a really beautiful product, and if you've been looking for a really really good long-wearing cream blush. This is a good one to check out. So for gel blush, so I picked this up too, and this was something else I was not going to pick up because I refused to pick it up because I'm like, why don't I want to pick that up? But I did wait for it to come out in store. So I didn't pick it up actually online. I checked it out on the store first, and I think I did order it online on Chanel.com, but I actually picked it up, but I actually looked at it in the stores first and looked at the colors before I actually bought it. So this is the Le Beige Eau de Blush. This is the Water Fresh blush. I got it in the shade, this is the shade Intense Coral. So they have 4 of these. They didn't have a lot of them, but there's 4 of them. So there's 2 of them that are very light. Like you can't hardly see anything on them. So I didn't even mess with those because they were just too light. They didn't even show up on the skin. It wasn't like worth it at all. But this one is really beautiful. It packs a punch. So it comes on just like the Water Fresh foundation. It goes on just like it, and it crushes on the skin. But look at that. Look at that pigment. When you crushed it, it actually goes on really beautifully. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. So, and you can just take it and shear it out. So I'm going to take it on my other side of my hand here, and I'm going to shear it out for you guys so you can see how pretty. Look how it shears out. You can build it up, or you can really shear it out, but it's really super beautiful on the skin. It gives the most beautiful kind of a glow, but it stays really well. So it kind of doesn't stain the skin, but it actually does make the skin look more flushed. And you can do it great with you. It's really beautiful with a blush over it. It's really beautiful with a bronzer over it. It's really beautiful with just a blush topper over top of it. You could do either or, but I have really enjoyed this. So this was my top gel blush. So between these two, they're both really, and they're really beautiful together. These two together are really super beautiful. If you do this a little bit first and then put this one over it, your blush is set for the day. It's really gorgeous. But I definitely recommend, especially if you're a medium skin tone or darker, don't go with any of the lighter shades. They look dark in the thing, but they are not. They are very, very light. Go the shade, there's this one and Intense Coral, and then there's another one after this one. Go for those 2 shades instead because they're a little bit more darker. And then last but not least is blush. So a beautiful matte blush that, and I had a lot of great blushes that I got this year. There were some really good ones that I found, really enjoyed them. There's a lot of really pretty ones that I found. But I've got to tell you, one of my favorite blushes is actually in a palette. It's in one of my eyeshadow palettes. So we will go over that tomorrow or when we go over eyeshadows. So you guys can see that in that one. But this one is one of my favorite blushes of the year. And I just stumbled upon it actually. I think it was either it was in December or it was in November. But I stumbled across it because I could never get it because it was always out. But it is the Juvia's Place. And this is the Blush Rouge Volume 4. I have it on now. It is just the most beautiful, flattering pink. Now, when you look at it, it looks crazy. And they have like another 6 or 5 different color stories in this blush. So there's, there's coral, there's fuchsia, there's like a warm mocha. There's a couple different stories in it. So if you don't like this kind of a color story and you like others, you can look at different blush shades. But these are just the most beautiful matte. They're so matte and they're so pigmented, but they're just beautiful and soft. Really super soft. Just go on really gorgeously. And then this pink one here, the more brighter one, look at that, how beautiful. And it looks really scary, but look when you put it into the skin and you really melt them 2 together, or if you want to blend them together, it's just so beautiful. They blend really well. They are very pigmented. You don't need a lot of them, you don't have to use a lot of it. It works great with a puff. It works great with a brush. It works great with a more compact brush. It works great with a powder brush. Depending on the amount that you want or the flush that you want. If you've not tried these Juvia's Place blushes, I definitely recommend it. I've never really tried any of the company's stuff before. I've always seen it, and it's a beautiful line. It's beautiful. They have beautiful shadow palettes, beautiful lipsticks, beautiful textures. I mean, really beautiful product. But I've just never picked up anything from it. But then when this kind of went viral on TikTok and everybody was talking about it, especially this shade here, because it reminds me a lot of the Dior blush, but I think this one's a little bit more pigmented than the Dior blush. Absolutely love it and great. And the price point's great too. I want to say that they're $18 or $17, I believe. They're just really great, but you're going to go, it's going to take forever for you to go through those, but it is just super beautiful. So if you've not picked up this blush, or if you haven't tried it out, or if you're in Ulta, definitely give it a check out. Look at them, play with them and look at the colors, because I think you would really be impressed. And then last but not least, in our little face category, in our little complexion, is highlight. So, you know that the Lisa Eldridge is still my favorite liquid highlight. I don't think anything's gonna take my place of that. But however, I did find a powder highlight that I really enjoyed this year. The thing about me is I thought I had more highlighters than I had, but I really didn't have a lot of highlighters. I was like, wow, I don't have a lot of highlighters. I don't really have a lot. So I was kind of like playing with some, trying to find maybe some that I really enjoyed, that I like, that I might want to, keep in my collection all the time. And so I actually bought one off of Glamlight. So when the Scooby-Doo collection came out with Glamlight, which is absolutely super, super cute. Look how cute this compact is. It's so cute. This is the Scooby-Doo highlighter. Look at these highlighters. Look how gorgeous. Look how beautiful. Look at the reflection on those. The swatches on them are just insane. So one has more of a green shift, like a green gold shift, and one has more of a pink shift. I have it on now. If you see that, how pretty. I did this one and I kind of just dusted it all over, and look how beautiful. It gives that really beautiful pinky glow to it. This is beautiful. This one here is a little bit more glittery. She is beautiful on my eyes, really beautiful on my eyes. And all you need is a little bit of it. I do have the Glamlight Michaela highlighter, which from her first collection, absolutely love that one's one of my favorites. Still love that one, still use it, but this one is really awesome. And out of any of the highlighters that I tried this year, this one was just my favorite. I can't remember everybody that I tried this year, but I didn't pick up a ton, because I love the Charlotte Tilbury ones that I got in the face palettes that came out at Christmas. Over the Pillow Talk ones, really enjoyed those. But I just don't, and Charlotte Tilbury just came out with a whole new set of highlighters. And but they just don't impress me. I don't know why. They're just kind of like, meh. They're just like, I don't know. I feel like she should have came out with that eyeshadow palette or something instead. But, I don't know. I'm just kind of highlighted to death with some of them there. And, Chanel comes out with a lot of them. And, then I did get a Dior one. That one was really pretty. The Pink Glow, that one was really pretty. I don't know. But sometimes when I wear highlighter, I like a blingy highlighter. So I'm not one of these that like a soft, subtle highlighter. I want it to pop. If I'm going to wear one, I'm going to wear it. So the Jeffree Star is my favorite last year, or one of my favorites last year after the Lisa. This one is very similar to the Jeffree Star a little bit. It's just not as sparkly, but it's just as beautiful. So it's just a beautiful highlight. And not only that, but it was only $18. So it wasn't like breaking the bank either. And it's an indie brand. And indie brands are something that I want to try more in 2023. I'm slowly but surely getting into them. I tried No Bake Cosmetics. I tried more Glamlight. I've also tried Sydney Grace. So I've been trying a couple of the indie brands, and I'm just really, really impressed. Also, Be Perfect. Lethal Cosmetics, a lot of these indie brands that I've just never played with before that I'm absolutely loving. So I'm like really impressed with this. So this was my number one highlight. Sorry that this video is a little long. Like I'm really do apologize, but it is what it is. I decided to do all of my best of beauty this year instead of doing them like last year. I think I did them in segments. I did blushes and bronzers and stuff, and I went through all of them, and then I did another one with eyeliners and stuff. And so this year I wanted to just put it all together, except for the eyeshadow palette and the foundations. I wanted that separate, but this year I wanted everything else in Best in Beauty all together here. So eyeliners, Urban Decay are still some of my favorite ones, but the new ones that I absolutely love this year were the Jaclyn Cosmetics eyeliner. Sorry, I forgot to grab them. The Jaclyn, and this one is my favorite out of all of this one. Is the shade Blackberry, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's like this pretty brown, black, cranberry color, and it's absolutely gorgeous. She came out with this one during her eyeliners during around Mother's Day with the collaboration she did with her mom. And the other one I love is this one is the brown black, and it is absolutely beautiful. Is that what kind of black brown? Yeah, black brown smooth is what it's called. Absolutely love these. They stay on really good. They're super amazing. Chanel was another one that I really loved. I think it's the amber one that I have that I love. I love that one too. But I really love these eyeliners. If you never tried out Jaclyn, I know some people just don't care for her much, but again, on this channel, we don't judge nobody. So it's about the cosmetic. It's not about the person. So if the cosmetic's good, I'm going to talk about it. So I absolutely love these. Love her lip products. Love her lip liners too. She's got a great line. Love the brightening setting palette. I use that all the time. It's amazing. But this is just super, super good. So if you've never tried eyeliners and you're looking for a really good long wearing eyeliner, this is one that you might want to pick up. Also, one more eyeliner that I want to do, so cake liner, liquid liner. I didn't have any really new liquid liners that I got this year. I have them right now. I actually have them the Natasha Denona, the microblade one. I absolutely love that one. But this one is the shade Harvested, and this one came from Lethal Cosmetics. This bad boy ain't gonna go nowhere. Let me tell you, but not only that, but the color is unreal. I wish I would have got the green one too. It is so beautiful. But this is with Teresa is Dead, her collaboration with Lethal Cosmetics that she did with, I forgot what the name of the collection was, but it's just absolutely stunning. And man, let me tell you something, these suckers will not come off. They stay great. And the waterline on the eye, look, I just put it on. And it ain't coming off. It's crazy. And I love the Maybelline ones in the pot. It reminds me a little bit of those, but this one dries even faster and it stays on even better. It's great as eyeshadow base. It's great as under eyeliner. It's great on the top. It's just not only that, but it's just a beautiful color, and I absolutely love colors like this. So love this. This is great. I'm hoping that they have more of these. I'm gonna have to check out and see if they got more of these colors, but I love these. They're really awesome. Okay, now that I cannot get the eyeliner get off my head, we're going to go into mascara next. So, you guys should pretty much know what my mascara is, but I'm going to do an honorable mention and then the one that I love the best for 2022. So my favorite, one of my favorite mascaras of the year was the Lancome L'Oit Hypnose Mascara. Now, with that said, a lot of people that have tried this keep forgetting that it has no wax in it. It is like a very natural mascara. It's 90% natural, has shea butter in it, yada, yada, yada. And it has a really beautiful brush. It's really beautiful. But again, it has no wax in it. So it's not going to be like most mascaras, and it's going to be really blinding and big and make your lashes huge or whatever. It's a very natural mascara. So you can use this as a primer, or you can use it alone if you don't like a lot of mascara and you want something easy to take off with warm water. It's a great mascara, or it's great to use with another mascara, or over top of a mascara, or underneath another mascara. It's not the best by itself. By itself, it's extremely supernatural. It is like very natural. It's not going to give you a lot of lift. It's not going to give you a lot of volume, but it's beautiful with another mascara. So with that said, I love pairing it with the next one, but the next one is my #1 of the year. So I do love this one, and it was kind of a close, but I use this one all the time and I can't put it down. Last year, it was the Giorgio Armani, and I still love that one. That's still another one that I use. But however, and I did rediscover a lot of my Lancome mascaras again this year. Mr. Big, Hypnose Drama, Definisealed, a lot of those. I went back and really fell in love with a lot of those too, especially using them with the wheat. Absolutely love them together with that. But my favorite mascara of the year is the Yves Saint Laurent, and this is the Lash Class mascara. This is my second or third tube, I believe. Absolutely love this stuff. It makes your lashes look so pretty, makes them look so luscious and pretty and voluminous and everything. Now, will I say that it makes it look the way that they said it? Now, it makes my lashes look that way, especially if I put this over top of it. It gives them it gives me all the feels that I want for a mascara. But now, if you are looking for a really good mascara that gives that volume, but you want a little bit of the length with it, it does a really good job. And I want to tell you, the thing is, you take the wand out, you use it, let it sit out. Don't stick it back in again. Just let it keep on building like that, and it will pull and grab, because the more you stick it in, the more just wetter it becomes. So it does better when it kind of dries a little bit. It's just a super great mascara, and it stays on all day. It doesn't smudge. It's just great. If you're looking for a real good, more voluminous, thick mascara, this would be one that I would definitely pick up and definitely recommend for you. Absolutely love it. Have worn it time and time again. Wear it on a daily basis most of the time. I wear it to work. I wear it all the time, and it doesn't flake, it doesn't move, it doesn't come off, but it's not waterproof, but it does a really good job of staying on and not smudging or anything like that. And I have a problem with that sometimes up underneath my eyes, especially after working all day. So if you're looking for really good mascara with something with volume, with a little bit of lint, but you kind of like this kind of a brush, if you like a more of a synthetic brush and you like that kind of a thick brush, you will really love this mascara. Okay, so man, I could only imagine what my description box is going to look like. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put all these down there below, guys. So I'm going to try my best to do the best that I can, trying to get them all in there, but I don't know if I can or not, but I'm going to try. So now, before we go into lips, because lips are the next category, I want to talk about nails, because I've been wearing nail polish more. If you guys if you've been following me since September, I started picking up nail polish and I've started wearing a lot of colors. So every week I've got a new color, because I go out and my one thing that I allow myself every week is that I can have one nail polish color every week, something different, something fresh, and so I'm building up my nail collection. With that said, my number one nail polish so far the last year, I mean, it was only like for 4 months, but I had a lot of nail colors since then. But my number one and my favorite one was this is Infinity by Chanel. It is the Lavernus. It's 959, and it's this beautiful, deep chocolate plum color. It's not black, and it's not plum, and it's not brown. It's a kind of an in-between. Absolutely gorgeous. And if you guys have not tried Chanel polishes, then let me tell you, I love Dior and the bottom of my heart, and I love Dior nail polish because it is pretty and they have some pretty colors. However, it does not stay on well. It comes off after like 3 or 4 days. It chips. It does not stay on well. And I hate to say that, but there's a lot of great other things that I love about Dior, but their nail polishes. I love the top coat, the base coat, all that good stuff. The nail glow, that's great, but the nail polishes, they just don't stay. Chanel's, when it goes on, it's wet, and it takes a while for them to dry. And I'm telling you, it takes a while to dry. But, a rule, and the thing my roommate taught me was to stick my fingers down, and after they dry a little bit, put them down in ice or put them down in cold water, and it helps them stick on better. Just a little tip. It does work, and it does seal it all in. So if you don't wear gels or you don't wear anything like that, and you just wear nail polish, and you just want a really good nail polish, this is amazing. Chanel does amazing nail polish. Let me tell you, it stays on all week. If you set it with a top coat, a really good top coat, and you keep it on, it will stay on all week and shiny and pretty. It won't chip. It won't run. It's just you got to let it dry thoroughly. If you don't let it dry thoroughly, it will do that. But if you let it dry thoroughly, it's an amazing nail polish. So I'll get off my nail polish now, and we'll get to lips. So, of course, you guys know when I have my Sephora video, we talked about lips. And I told you guys you just needed to go to Dior. Well, I dropped one. So, see, these are all of the Dior favorites. So what I have on now, this is the Ty and Dior this is in the Attic lipstick. This is the Ty and Dior. Let me set them down for just a minute. Absolutely beautiful. Just love it. It's so pretty. I've got this on with I think it's a Huda Beauty lip liner. I have it on with that. And then I did a little bit of the Pat McGrath. I did this gold gloss over top of it. It's just really beautiful. It's just a beautiful neutral pink color. Absolutely love it. I love the Stellar glosses. This is in the shade Princess. That was one of my favorites. However, they've been discontinued. I know. They are now, Stellar glosses and lip maximizers are now mashed together. So now they are a gloss maximizer hybrid. So now the glosses are now lip maximizers. So the Stellar gloss is gone, but I did love it in the shade Princess, and I don't think there's not one a little too similar to this one. If I find out, I'll let you guys know. I'll try to, if I can get everything down below, I'll try to let you know. But this one was one of my favorites of the year. I also love the Lip Maximizer Serum, and you put this on at night before you go to bed. It's a serum. It's not a hydrator, but it helps to keep your lips, fills in lines and wrinkles around the mouth area. It helps exfoliate the lips at night. It's just a really amazing serum. So it's a treatment. So it's not really a product you want to use all the time. You just want to use it at night, and you still have to use a moisturizer over top of it, but it's super good. Also, of course, the Revival lip oils. Everybody's going nuts over it. All the kids love it. All the TikTok kids, they love this. They're all over it. They just love it. I mean, everybody wanted it, and it's just, it's awesome. And they are back in stock again. And I mean, and they are great, and they do give a beautiful glossy feel, and they do make the lips feel great. So they are amazing. And, you know, of course, my lip glows. I love those. I had that in the last video, this and this together. This one's in raspberry. This one's in cherry. Absolutely love it. And then of course, the lip maximizer. This one's just the original one in pink, but now they have them in like, I think it's like 15, 20 shades. So Dior is just the way to go. They're rouge, they're matte, everything. They're just great lip products. You cannot go wrong with Dior lips. I'm just telling you. But now getting off the Dior lips, some of the other ones that I did love this year was, lip liner. I fell in love with Lisa Eldridge's lip liner. So now I have a few of her lip liners now. This one is in the shade Duchess. Amazing lip liners. Stay on really, really well. Waterproof, transfer resistant. Absolutely gorgeous. You can fill your lips in with it, and you don't even have to wear lipstick with it, and it's absolutely stunning. These are amazing lip liners. If you've not tried Lisa's lip liners, definitely give it a try. And then another product that I fell in love with another Lisa Eldridge product, but this is a velvet color, and this is called Strawberry Shock. Look at that color. Look how gorgeous is she. Let me get a little bit more where you can see it. Look at that. How pretty. These two, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm just so impressed with Lisa's stuff. Now, the Duchess is more rich, so I used her with Velvet Ribbon not too long ago. So I would not necessarily use it with this particular color, but Strawberry Shark is a really beautiful strawberry-ish reddish color, but it's in her matte formula. Love her mattes. They're so beautiful. I love her lucents, love her glosses, but I just love this color. So this was a really top color for me. So I really enjoyed it, but I did the lip liners I'd never tried from her. So this was new to me completely. So lip liners, number one, hers. Velvet lipsticks, amazing from her. Also wanted to give a shout out to this beautiful, beautiful collab that was done with my beautiful friend, Miss Tara Lynn. Also, one of my favorite lipsticks and lip glosses. I don't have the gloss over here with me, but I had the gloss on in the last video that you guys are going to see before this one. And that was when I was talking about 2023 and the channel and everything. That was the Bare Nectar lip gloss that I had on in that. That was all I had on, was just the gloss. This is the lipstick. So the lipstick and the gloss together are just stunning. So I'll put it a little bit right here. Look at that. The beautiful peach tone. Absolutely stunning. I've seen it on so many different skin tones and colors and textures and everything, and everybody looks wonderful in a color. You know, dark skins, light skins, medium skins. Everybody looks so good in this combination. The glosses are amazing, and of course, Kristen Audette's lipsticks are just super good. They stay on really well. They're really beautiful. They're very creamy. They're very nice. It's just a really beautiful color. It was one of my favorite color collections of the year. So with that said, we have two more lip products. The other one that I fell in love with too was it's more of a neutral or more of a pink tone color, and it's a color that Kim Kardashian used to use. I know, it's like I didn't get it because of her, but I just got it, and it's the color Angel. This is the color Angel by MAC. These are the cream lustrous frost lipsticks. Absolutely gorgeous, guys. Can I just tell you, stunning together, beautiful combination. This is just absolutely beautiful. It's just beautiful with everything. I also fell in love with Cream Cup. I also got Cream Cup, and there's another one by MAC that I got that I absolutely, so some of the MAC lipstick, I absolutely fell in love with them. And the MAC lip liner, I got Stripped Down. I've really been enjoying some MAC products again. It's been a long time since I bought MAC, so some of their stuff is kind of coming back around again for me a little bit. So, but I really love this color, and it's a really beautiful nude pink, and it looks really great. So if you like nudie lipsticks, you would really love this. It's a really good nude pink. And then last but not least, we have to talk about actually two, and I don't have it over here with me, but Kylie Cosmetics came up with a collection with the Wizard of Oz. I'd never tried her matte lipsticks before. Absolutely fell in love with her matte lipstick. So she came out with 3 different matte lipsticks. I don't have it over here with me. It's over there, and I'm not going to get it. I'll just tell you. But they were absolutely gorgeous. They were really beautiful colors, but her matte lipsticks are matte. Now, they're matte, and they don't come off. They will come off, so they're not completely transfer resistant. But absolutely beautiful, beautiful lipsticks. Really beautiful. It's a matte, but it's creamy. It's nice. It didn't dry my lips out, but it is a matte. But with that said, she also come out with these. This is the transformative lip tint that she did with the Wizard of Oz, and it's called Emerald City. It went viral on TikTok, so I have 2 of these. So I went and I stocked up on them before they went out, before TikTok got a hold of them, actually. But this is what it looks like brand new in the packaging. It's a green transferable lip tint. Oh my God. It is the most beautiful. I will try to leave my Wizard of Oz video up here so you can see it on me, because I have it on without anything else on so you can see it. But it is just gorgeous. It feels so good. The color is beautiful. It is just an amazing lip tint. And I wish and hope that she keeps it. Like she doesn't, maybe, I know she probably can't do it with the trademark of the Wizard of Oz, but I hope she keeps it, because it's sold out 2 or 3 times, and she hasn't been able to keep it in stock. And I doubt it, because of the Wizard of Oz being a trademark, and they have to pay for the copyright for the name to use it for so long, that I don't think she's going to be able to keep that around. So she would have to remake it and call it something else. But I hope that she does keep them, because they're super good. But they did go viral on TikTok, and it is very hard to get, but I absolutely love it. So I'm so glad that I got me a few. Hey, I got me a few. So I've got me a couple in storage, because I know that I fell in love with it immediately, and I was like, okay, I've got to get some more of these because I love them so much. So I went and picked up more of them, and I think it was like, they were like $20. I think it was like $20, but I absolutely love it, because that's the kind of thing I love to wear on a daily basis, because they're just great, and it gives me what I want, but it doesn't give me too much, but it gives me just enough. So I absolutely love it. So with that said, guys, we are done with the best of beauty of 2022. What do you think? Please let me know down below. What was some of your beauty choices of 2022? Did you like any of my choices that I had? Was some of the same? Did we have some similar tastes? Yada, yada, yada. Put it all down below in the comments. You guys, let's have a chit chat. Let's talk. I love when you guys talk amongst each other. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. If you're new here, would love to have you as part of our family. If you didn't like the video, as like I always say, I can't help you. I just can't. There's nothing I can do about it. But I'm glad if you stayed this long, then you know that I'm so glad that you did stay, and I'm glad that you did watch. And so with that said, guys, we are done. Remember, be safe, be strong, be proud, then tall. Love yourself. Remember to tell somebody that you love them today, because life is way too short. Remember to be kind to somebody today, because kindness can go off a long way. And remember to have a little joy in your heart, have a little, a laugh today. Just have a good time. Enjoy your life. Because again, that is too short as well. So anyway, take care, guys. We will see you again in the next episode, in the next eyeshadow palette, which will be after this one. Take care, and we'll see you then. Bye.